Hello and welcome to Reporters, the show that brings you the best of France 24 reporting from around the world. Today we're focusing on Egypt. In the wake of the revolution, there's been an explosion of violence against the Coptic Christian community there. Anger has flared up into deadly riots, and houses, shops and churches have been set ablaze. With the power of Egypt's police state weakened, Copts have told of a rise in hostility against them. Sectarian violence has flared between Christians and some Salafist Islamic movements, although many Egyptians, both Copts and Muslims, want only to live alongside their neighbours in peace. France 24 senior reporter Alexandra Renard went to Egypt to visit the communities living in fear.
In the heart of Egypt's capital, Christianity and Islam have gone head-to-head. Muslims are attacking Coptic Christian protesters. The army and police are overwhelmed. It's total chaos. And this evening, 80 people would be wounded, and around a dozen cars owned by Christians set alight.
They're firing on us with live ammunition, throwing Molotov cocktails. They're setting fire to our vehicles. Look. Listen, we're only here to demonstrate peacefully. But our own people are attacking and killing us. It's youths and thugs from here who are fighting among us.
The period of the revolution, and January the 25th, that was chaos too, but no one attacked anyone else. How is it that things are changing now? This is proof that there are people from the outside who want to divide us.
Islamists, the former regime's thugs, or external influence. It's impossible to know the identities of the Muslims taking on Egypt's Coptic Christians. But the objective seems clear: to destabilize the country by straining already fraught relations between the faiths.
I'm here to claim my rights, my children's rights and my church's rights. When I walk out of my home, I don't know if I'll find it in one piece when I return, or even if I'll come back alive. I have the right to live in this country.
Thousands of Christians have rallied outside Egypt's state TV channel for more than a week already. Day and night, they're determined to put their point across. This is the reason for their anger. On May the 7th, one of their churches in a crowded Cairo district was devastated. On the same day, hundreds of Copts and Muslims clashed just meters away, and all because of a rumor. A Christian woman had apparently converted to Islam and been detained in the church in question. The violence left 15 dead and 200 injured.
Some of the people belonging to our church were in front of it, right where the tank is now. They were being shot at, so we had to come back this way, towards the church. This is where we gave them first aid. The church was full of wounded. We even let a Muslim in. He had been asking for help. The priest let him into this room to calm him down and give him some water. Inside the church, there were wounded everywhere, here, there, and over there. The ones who succumbed to their injuries, we put them over there, in front of the altar. They were covered with blood. In Mubarak's time, in spite of everything else, there was a little more security. You never heard about all the thugs and the ones we call Salafists. Mubarak ran the country with an iron fist. He used to say that the day he left Egypt, the country would fall apart. And that's what we're seeing now.
Day and night, the district's been on lockdown ever since the violence. Hundreds of police and soldiers are on hand to protect homes and churches. A curfew, daily searches. The army's making sure there's no chance it'll lose control of the country. The streets are still scarred by the damage done in the area, and neither Muslims nor Christians were spared.
This is one of the Christians' cafes. During the attacks, people came inside and destroyed it. The owners were arrested because they had weapons inside. They used them during the attacks to defend themselves.
A few steps away, a Muslim-owned lighting shop was torn apart.
They attacked the shop and forced open the door. They torched the inside. These are the people who were protecting the church. They knew this was a Muslim store. Why would I go anywhere else? My whole life is here. The people know me. I've built up a loyal customer base. I was here for 20 years before they built that church.
For years, Muslims and Christians lived side by side in peace. The scope of the violence has left both communities in shock.
The country is at an impasse. We're all suffering from what's happening between Muslims and Christians. There should be more freedom, more security.
They're ruining the efforts of the revolution, and our young have died for nothing.
This is the first Sunday Mass since the events of May the 7th. The church has only just been put back together, and Cairo's Copts have started coming back to worship. Murad's returned with his whole family. He was there the day of the clashes.
No one who committed the crime of burning the churches was ever arrested. The police and the army should do their job. The army is helping us, but we need the law to be applied.
If there's a happy situation, then we're happy together. And if there's a misfortune, then we share that too. And if there's a death, then we'll go to the church with them. And if we have a death, they'll come with us to the mosque.
After the service, Murad and his family return home. In recent weeks, they've spent most of their time here or at church. As with every meal, the door is always open. Christians and Muslims are both welcome.
I'm not afraid to go to church when the family goes together. But on the other hand, I'm scared to go out alone for anything else. And I won't let my son go out alone either, because I'm afraid he might get kidnapped. Everyone can see he's a Christian.
What we want to know is why places of worship for Christians and the construction of churches is a problem. There's also a disparity in terms of jobs between Christians and Muslims. Ideas in Egypt are coming from extremist Salafists, and indoctrination is spreading across the district, especially with youths.
I love my church.
If the army and the police don't protect us, we the Copts will arm ourselves.
After the revolution, I thought things were going to change for the Copts, and that the country would be stable again. The people would be more tolerant, without discrimination between Muslims and Copts. With a strong state, the president, a homeland without corruption, but nothing's changed.
With lunch over, Murad returns to the Coptic Christians demonstration. He goes alone now, fearing to bring his family. Everyone is searched. They'll be here all night.
My father lived his whole life without rights. Maybe I'll get some of mine. But right now I'm doing this for my son, so he'll have all of his.
I've come here because the Christians should have their rights, like me. I'm Egyptian, just like they are. We live in this land together. Christians can't just stay in their corner and me in mine. I'm here to tell everyone that we are of one voice. Some people thanked me for coming and others insulted me, but they're all welcome in my house.
Most Copts see Salafists behind their problems. Under Mubarak, the movement was forbidden.